Welcome to a special edition of Orange Press Pass on the road. He's Michael Tricarico, he's Marco Socci, and I'm Chris Thomsen. They called the game for WAER, so we will go for their expert opinions in this one. Marco, what was the biggest surprise in SU's 10-7 win over North Carolina?
The 7 was the biggest surprise. They kept North Carolina to 7 goals, and you say, how's that a surprise? They just did it 2 weeks ago. North Carolina just scored 17 goals against the best defense in the country, right behind us, Notre Dame. Anytime a team like that can score 17 goals against Notre Dame and you come and hold them to 7 goals, that's shocking.
Tricky, what about you?
Yeah, I think the defense is the most surprising, but also Evan Malloy, the way he has been playing over the last couple of games. 9 saves 13 days ago against North Carolina. He makes 14 today, somehow getting better. The defense is playing really well, but it's because Evan Malloy's in net communicating and making some really good saves.
All right, Tricky, we'll begin with you for this one. What's the biggest takeaway for the NCAA tournament? They seemed like they were on the bubble, but I feel like this one gets them over the bump.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think Syracuse is definitely in the tournament at this point. Now all that's left is if SU can win the ACC title, I think you almost guarantee yourself a host spot. You're one of the top 8 seeds in hosting. Right now you're in the NCAA tournament. Now it's a matter of, do you host a first-round game or are you on the road?
Of course. We've talked a lot about the defense today, but on attack as well, you had Jordan Evans, Derek DeJoe, but Nate Solomon coming out of nowhere. What did you think of his performance?
It was great. It was just great to see him do it here in Georgia. He's from Georgia. He's the only player on the team from Georgia, and he probably around half hour from here in Alpharetta. He grew up. He said after the game that it was kind of like a high school game. His parents were there, his friends were there, so it's awesome to see him have a great game. Career high 2 goals. He's just a freshman. A lot of room to grow. He saw a lot of potential tonight.
Tricky, what about on attack for you? Who did you like best out there?
Well, you have to like what Dylan Donahue has been able to do with the ball in his stick. He only had a goal and an assist. I say only. That's a disappointment for Dylan Donahue. For anyone else, it's great. I think Donahue's definitely a good takeaway. Solomon, of course, because of the depth and the fact that Nick Broly, he didn't score or assist for Syracuse, but when he was out on the field, he looked more comfortable than he had been. I know anytime you come back from a knee injury, he has the brace on his right knee. It's always tough. It's all about confidence. I think Paroli is starting to gain confidence, and that gives you a lot of depth where you could play Dylan Donahue, Nate Solomon, Nick Paroli, you have Jordan Evans, you have Tim Barber, 5 guys who can play on the attack, who can mix and match, and guys like Jordan Evans and Tim Barber who are really good at the midfield too. Now John Desko has that ability to put those guys in the midfield.
Don't forget one thing, everybody. Ben Williams won the face-off battle today. He beat the ACC face-off man, Stephen Kelly. Interesting one for him.
Yeah, don't get me started on that whole ACC. Ben Williams is better than Stephen Kelly. I mean, you look at the numbers. You look at the head-to-head. Ben Williams wins both. How is he not the All-ACC FOCO? It's mind-boggling. I have no clue how it happened.
Well, something tells me he's happier with the win than, the ACC honors.
Yeah, I mean, look, Stephen Kelly can keep the accolades. Guess who's in the championship game? Syracuse.
Exactly. We'll have more on that championship game tomorrow when we hit the road for another Cuse Countdown. For Michael Tricarico and Marco Socci, I'm Chris Thomsen.